My name is Tyler Watts. I'm a multimedia artist with a passion for storytelling. I work creatively in videography, photography, graphic design, and animation. My specialty artistically is definitely problem solving. I'm really good at coming up with creative solutions and ideas in stressful situations. I've done a lot of professional video work in the field and have applied this skill often. I'm proud of my most recent project, Blank Canvas, which is a short film about a painter who is searching for inspiration. The story came from my own personal struggle with school during COVID, and I filmed and edited this project in under 48 hours, and it has become one of my strongest pieces. Something unique about me is the intentionality I put into the mood and message of my art. My faith has been a big influence for me in this because I know we each struggle with our own personal pain and discouragement, especially these days, so I do my best to encourage people in my art.
I'm Spencer Hamilton, and I am an illustrator and graphic designer from Jefferson, Oregon. I specialize in layout and vinyl packaging. I like to find new ways to combine my illustrative side with my graphic design. I want my design work to tell a story by being really bold and colorful, fun, but also grounded in simplicity. I think the project I feel the most proud of would be my album cover series. I really pushed myself to do more with less and think outside the box and just try anything that came to mind. This project taught me a lot about not being afraid to do something wrong and make mistakes. So I was able to take these skills that I learned from it and incorporate them into my design process. My favorite cover from this series was my Battle Act cover. I had a lot of fun with the really bold, complementing colors and these interesting flame shapes. My goal with this cover was to capture the chaotic energy of the music, and I think I did a really good job of that here. In the future, I really look forward to exploring this niche further and working with artists, musicians, and publishers.
I am Sharon Albort, a Mexican graphic designer who emigrated to achieve her dream of becoming a designer. Along the way, I found that I am really passionate about web design because I think it's magical how lines of code can be translated into graphics and text and how people can interact with it no matter where or when they do it. Layout design because it provides a lot of flexibility to play with graphics and text. And package design, I love the idea of giving personality to products and then see them on the market. One of my hobbies is to dance Mexican folklore, and one of my biggest dreams is to use design to promote my culture and show the world the beauty of my country.
My name is H. Lawson. I am a multimedia artist with a focus on both animation and filmmaking. Creatively, I believe I'm capable of telling a big story in a short amount of time, with world building and character design being a personal forte. I'm very detail-oriented and out-of-the-box thinker, and I strive to use those traits to create films that fully enrapture a viewer. I think something unique about myself is my ability to catch even the smallest details when out of place, as well as create artwork that is both cartoonish yet striking. If I were to describe my work, I'd say it's strange but personable. I like to tackle dark, weird, and outlandish topics in a way that a viewer can identify with. Within my work, I think I'm most proud of the character designs and storytelling that I incorporate, especially in my animation spot. I personally enjoy making weird characters that can tell a story just through their appearance alone. I also believe that my storytelling is very good at being dark yet relatable in many ways. As though the stories on the surface may seem odd, the subtext still speaks to a viewer in a very personal way.
My name is Israel Torres, and I'm a web designer born and raised here in Oregon. I've always enjoyed illustration, and I also enjoy doing graphic design work like logo and icon design. My favorite part of web design is that I can create visually engaging websites through HTML and CSS. I really enjoy the creative and technical side of it all. I really like creating designs that are simple to navigate for efficiency and using my illustration skills to pull in the viewer. I also like the more representational style in my graphic design work and illustrations.
Hi, my name is Katie and I'm a front-end web developer. I currently reside down in Albany, which is where I've spent most of my life. I have many great memories there, most of which consist of the time I spend with my two nephews. It's a great town to be in, but I do hope to go out and see what the world has to offer. Something I value about good design is the impact it can make. More specifically to web design, it needs to not only look great, but it needs to function well on multiple devices. Sites need to be easy to navigate, convey information, and when necessary, achieve an emotional connection to those who interact with it. And I love trying to find that balance between those. Knowing that there are many ways to solve a problem is what excites me about web design. Being able to combine the web standards with my own style to then create something that people can then interact with is something that just fascinates me. The web, it's forever changing, and I appreciate that there's always an opportunity to learn every step of the way.
My name is Kayla Evans, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm a photographer, motion graphics designer, and animator. I do a bit of digital illustration and videography as well. I really love being creative and thinking outside the box. Something unique about me would be that I started doing photography in 4th grade. My mom and grandma love photography, and so I was always around cameras when I was growing up. I would describe my work as clean, sharp, and detail-oriented. I take incredible pride in my work, so I always want to create the highest quality content. My specialty would be photography. I've been doing it my whole life, so I have an outstanding appreciation for it. I'm always looking to learn how to shoot different genres and learn new techniques. What stands out about my work is that I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so my work is very consistent and professional. I also love having a diverse portfolio.
I am Alejandra Garfield, and I'm a graphic designer, web designer, and illustrator. I personally love to learn new things, whether it's new languages or new skills. I'm always learning, and that's what I've kind of done here at Chemeketa over the last few years. In fact, when I first started the VC program, I didn't know anything about design, but now that I'm ready to graduate, I'm specializing in brand identity and package design, so that's pretty fun. So what I enjoy the most about brand identity and package design is that I'm able to be really creative when it comes to it. I get to dive in and explore multiple variations of something and just see where the project can go and see if it really fits the vibe and theme that I'm going for. While the design process is similar for every project, what I enjoy the most about design and what I love about it is that there's no one answer for a problem. It has multiple solutions and multiple point of views that it can take. And that's what I enjoy the most about being a designer, and that's why I chose this career.
I'm Anna Bates. I'm a graphic designer that specializes in illustration. I was born in Ukraine and raised in Salem, Oregon. This is where I found the VC program. It's been a rewarding experience in this safe space where I found out what kind of designer I am. Not only do I illustrate, I also have experience in logo and icon design, event advertisement, poster layout, and typesetting. I love making work that tells a story and makes people think. I love figuring out ways to showcase events, solve problems, and bring out emotions in people through my work, which is very satisfying and fulfilling to me. I want to keep creating more work that is empowering and eye-opening, the kind of work that makes people think and feel deeper. That is essentially what I'm going for.
My name is Glema Socorro Gomez, and I am a Hispanic non-binary multimedia artist with a deep love for the horror arts. What makes me stand out from the rest is my drive for the horror aspects of life. In my work, I'm not afraid to highlight more controversial themes or present less aesthetically pleasing characters. My specialty is the shock factor that I bring to my work, since I want the whole world to not shy away from what society has cast aside. Though not all of my work is presented this way. One of my proudest works is my animation called The Walks of Life, which is based on all the stories my father has told me when he came to this country. Though for this animation, I gave my father the happy ending he longed for.
My name is David Moraga. I am originally from Managua, Nicaragua. I've lived in Oregon for the greater part of my life. Therefore, I do consider the Pacific Northwest my home. I'm a graphic designer with a strong interest in photography and photo composites. I love photography and I really enjoy creating surreal environments using ordinary photos. It's one of my favorite types of work to do. As a designer, I am most proud of the book cover that I made for the Chemeketa Press called My First Summer in the Sierra by John Muir. I had an opportunity to use my photography skills along with my clean and minimal design style to create an elegant book cover. Creatively, I am continuously expanding my capabilities as a graphic designer and artist. I have to push the boundaries of my creative mind, and doing so, new skills are born.
My name is Anastasia Leschenko. I'm a Ukrainian graphic designer living and working in Woodburn, Oregon. My primary focus is digital illustration, book cover, and poster design. In my work, I like to combine abstract organic shapes with bold color palettes. I like that different colors can trigger different emotional responses and communicate important ideas and messages without using any words. That's why I'm always very excited to find a perfect color palette for each project. My design aesthetic is based on adding a sense of ambiguity to my work by using abstract elements. I like to give the audience some freedom to interpret my work in their own way. For example, I design books based on visual metaphor connected to the plot. At first, the readers wouldn't be able to see those metaphors right away, so they will have their own interpretation of the cover. But after reading the book and looking at the cover again, they will see the more profound meaning that cover holds.
I am Delaney Campbell. I am an animator, a photographer, and a filmmaker. I am a person who feels lots of emotions strongly, and I think that I show that in my work a lot, whether it's fear, sadness, joy, or anger. I really work hard to give that sense of real emotion in my work to connect it to the viewer. I would describe my work as very story-driven. No matter what I create, above all else, I make sure that I am able to tell a story successfully. I have been described as a jack of all trades. This gives me an understanding of the animation and film production pipeline and the overall creative process. The project that I'm most proud of is actually the first final I did for the VC program, which was Birds of a Feather. And I'll never forget the feeling of working so hard on it and then just seeing it come alive before my eyes when I viewed it all the way through the first time. It's definitely something I'm never gonna forget.
My name is Dan Morris, and I am a graphic designer and illustrator from Oblivion, Oregon. I specialize in posters, brochures, logos, branding, and packaging design. My two great loves are fantasy and science fiction. In fact, I've written a fantasy and science fiction novel. I love illustrating the characters from these worlds and seeing them come to life. I believe I am a unique designer and an engaging artist.
My name is Julia Savage. I'm a graphic designer, and I've always loved all things art, illustration, and design. I'm really inspired by other art styles and mediums. I like to observe other people's work and try to identify why I like it. I would describe my own style as illustrative and organic. In terms of design, one thing I'm really excited about is music-related things like album covers, event posters, and merchandise. I really like the creative challenge of capturing the feeling of music and then trying to find a way to visually present it. I think good design is really valuable, and I'm really excited to keep learning about it and getting ready to enter this field.
My name is Gabby Simpson, and I'm a writer and multimedia artist. I've always had a passion for writing, so being able to use my skills in photography, animation, and character designing gives me a new way of taking someone on a visual journey with my storytelling. I have a lot of work that I'm proud of. However, the one that I enjoy the most is a short story that I wrote along with an animation of the two main characters. My work reflects a creative point of view of the world around me with my dreamlike art style that is well reflected in this piece. I enjoy the story aspect of art and work hard to bring it to life in whatever I do.
I'm Kyle Johnson. I enjoy collaborating with a team or working with clients throughout the whole process. I tend to draw inspiration from ideas that I share with people or feedback I get from them. I try to picture kind of what they're saying as they're talking. I feel like it gives me a really good starting point for my whole design process and kind of my idea development. I do really enjoy illustration. I'd say it's what I'm most drawn to. I have the most fun with projects that allow me to create images. I like to find ways to combine them with other mediums of art, typography, and photography work pretty good for that. I also find I enjoy working with typesetting. I also enjoy how it can be used to draw attention to what is written and the emotions words can hold.
My name is Sarah Johnson. I'm a multimedia artist with a passion for photography. Something I consider unique about my work is the way that I capture people in a photograph. I love creating an image that is beautiful and appealing by capturing someone in a way that reflects who they are. I would describe my work as genuine and true to life. Capturing the essence and truth of a subject is what I strive to do. I am intentional in my work, and I do my best to control the smallest detail possible for the best outcome. The thing I am most proud of is a photo set titled Power and Allure. I set out to communicate a very specific concept through these photos. These photos work well to communicate my theme of power and allure, both as a set and as individual photos.
Hi, I'm Leah Vela. I'm a 21-year-old graphic designer based in McMinnville, Oregon, and I do a lot of graphic work with package design and editorial design. Something I find unique about my work is that I have such different perspectives than a lot of people. As a queer person of color, I think that I bring a lot to the table by things that I'm inspired by. I love drag, fashion, and a lot of different other things that I think a lot of people don't bring inspiration from a lot. When it comes to things that make me proud about my work, I'm proud of being able to create things from the ground up. I can design clothing, I can do multimedia stuff, I do a lot of traditional art and graphic design, obviously. So I love being able to do things like taking my own pictures, creating my own schedules, and having the whole thing done from start to finish. So things like working on magazines and doing a lot of things that I'm really proud of, like my vinyl work, I'm able to create and curate everything that goes into that.
My name is Jose Lopez and I am a graphic designer. These are some of the things that I am capable of doing when it comes to my design work. I am able to visualize and create designs like logos, digital illustrations, and packaging. As a new graphic designer, I am constantly trying to come up with innovative ideas when it comes to my work. Extraordinary and eccentric is what I would describe my work to be. I achieved this by incorporating various kinds of typography, colors, organic and abstract shapes. My specialty when it comes to my design work is my ability to create visually appealing logos, layout designs, and digital illustrations. When it comes to my designs, I am proud of being able to incorporate various types of design elements in my work while still being cohesive throughout the entire piece. This is just a quick summary of what I've learned in this program. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name is Nicole Zimmerman and I am a photographer, videographer, editor, and digital illustrator. Something unique about me is almost all of my artwork is outdoor themed. I like capturing action shots, landscapes, and portraits outdoors. I would describe my work as happy, colorful, and inspirational. My specialty is retouching and color correcting photos. Also editing video to music and getting the timing on beat. I pay very close attention to detail. I am most proud of my photography. I feel that I have a good eye for composition and lighting, then taking it to Lightroom and Photoshop to fix anything else in that photo.
My name is Paul Rodriguez. I'm a young artist with a passion to tell a story with my artwork. I am also a loving father that shares the love for illustration and the responsibility of family values. A unique aspect of my work is the story it tells. Every piece of my artwork assists in telling the story as a whole. With this specialty rests the ability to present emotion while telling a story in each of my illustrations. I make a point and an effort for each emotion, let it be sad, happy, or a feeling of horror, in each piece is the key point for me to make. Thank you.
My name is Maria Navarro. I'm a recent graduate and graphic designer based in Salem, Oregon. I have worked on logos, magazine layouts, book cover designs, as well as package design. I describe my work to be simple and organic, and I really enjoy pairing simple designs with bright color palettes. I have found that I especially enjoy creating logos and seeing all the ways I can combine different design elements into one form. The thing that stands out about my work is color, because I tend to gravitate towards brighter colors that are more uncommon. One thing I value most about design is creativity and unique forms that'll showcase an artist's style.
My name is Katie Hilbrandt and I am a graphic designer. I grew up in the heart of wine country in McMinnville, Oregon, where both my family and my friends really cultivated my love for art and design. And I adore anything and everything book design. There's something just so satisfying about being able to pick up and flip through something that you organically created that I always just wind up with things that I love. It's the perfect mix between the fine art I grew up creating, blended with the technical aspect of the layout that I just love and adore and can never get enough of. The work that I'm the proudest of easily is my layout design. There's something about combining that process of the artistic choices of interesting layout mixed with that technical aspect of typesetting that really inspires me creatively, and I just always wind up with projects I'm actually proud of showing. In design, I really value the creative process. As a person in the art field, I think that the whole process is so overlooked by people who aren't creatives and think that it's so easy and takes 5 minutes. The work that we do is incredibly challenging from start to finish, and being able to really trust and thrive within that process is so satisfying.
I'm Daniel Cortez. I am a photographer. I mainly do a lot of lifestyle photography, but something unique about my work is the way I edit, because that's where I get to finalize my artistic style. I would describe my work as vibrant and full of contrast. I like to show contrast through the subject, the light, or the colors. My creative superpower is being able to work with colors and bring an image to life while enhancing the image to a fantasy-like state while still remaining realistic. Over the years, I've really appreciated my growth as a photographer and my ability to work with lighting and control colors before and after a photo shoot. I have learned multiple ways to edit a single image while still maintaining my artistic style.
My name is Grace Martin and I'm a designer. I grew up in the small town of Jefferson, Oregon, but I'm ready to branch out and start a new adventure. I love trying new things, which is why I work a lot with traditional mediums. There's just always so much variety and things to try. I also feel the design industry has gotten a bit too digitalized, so it never hurts to just go out and do things by hand. My designs are more illustration based. I often incorporate type to complement my illustrations. I grew up reading a lot of comic books, and that has heavily influenced my work. I work with a lot of bold and graphic outlines, while also incorporating elements such as elegance and fluidity. Like comic books, I feel everything should tell a story, and that's exactly what I like to do with my work.
My name is Tiana Miller. I've been interested in illustration and graphic design for a very long time. One thing that I really love about being a graphic designer is getting to meet with people and help them bring their goals and passions to fruition through the designs that I create. Whether it be a business they're running or a book that they're writing, I just love getting to meet with them and hear what their needs are. Then jump into that brainstorm phase where I get to be creative and try and find the best solution for them. When it comes to design, one of my favorite things is when I get to take a big concept and narrow it down into one concise design. For instance, when I create book covers, I get to take into account the whole story and then bring it all down into one cover image that says it all.
I'm Justine Johnson. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I am a graphic designer. I was born and raised in Eastern Oregon. However, I've called Silverton, Oregon my home for about 10 years now. My creative superpower, I would have to say, is color. I feel the more we communicate with color and less with words, the more impactful the design can be. Words may limit unique perspectives, however, color creates more room for emotion and more buy-in for the audience. Although I am starting my creative career later in life, I believe having more time on this planet has given me a diverse perspective. I've had more time to accept my imperfections instead of fighting them all the time, and over the years I've learned to turn all my disappointments into compassion. I've turned them into empathy, which I believe makes me a better communicator, in turn a better designer.
Welcome to the behind-the-scenes glimpse into our COVID-cautious interview process. Now, safety being priority number one in making these, we're quite proud of our precautions, setup, and process during production. Shooting one interview at a time, students were able to have the 3-bay photography studio completely to themselves, while we controlled the cameras and conducted the interviews remotely from another room. In between interviews, we turned on the HVAC to tornado mode, opened the double doors, used the studio fan, aired the room out for a long time before the next student came to sit down. The process went smoother than we could have hoped, with much of the credit going to our very own Kayla Evans, one of our multimedia arts students, controlling the audio recording remotely from her home. All editing was also completed by multimedia arts students, each from their own workstations off campus. So special thanks to all involved in this tricky production and in making it safe. We are celebrating you here and now. So great work, team. Well done. And congratulations! Woohoo!